Hi, welcome back to Can't Chase Paranormal. So this is just a quick video. I'm just actually on my way to the shops, and I think I may have spoken on the channel before about ley lines, and there's one that I kind of discovered sort of around very close to where I used to live. And the interesting thing about where I'm actually stood now is that back when I was a kid, I had a friend who lived sort of over the road, and he used to tell me about a house which was permanently seemed to be haunted, and he said there was one family who actually came out in the middle of the night because there was basically something terrorizing them. So yeah, so I've just noticed that it's actually up for sale again, and I will sort of blank out the number so that nobody can sort of like recognize it. And that's interesting. It's sold by somebody called Amityville Horror. So yeah, this house has actually been I think this is a house. It's 115 and 113, but there's a ley line that kind of literally runs through this, and yeah, so it's just really interesting to note. So I'm going to pause the video now because it looks a bit dodgy, me outside kind of filming a house. But yeah, Amity haunted house, and it had about 4 or 5 owners in about 6 years, which was kind of really weird back in them days. People moving to a house forever. So there you go. Hey folks, I'm back. So I walked like literally a little bit up the road, and I'm now in what we used to call as kids, I think it's still called the same. It's called the Spinney. The wonderful thing about the Spinney, it's just a tiny little wood, and it's smack bang in the middle of you know, kind of an urban area. But it's I love it that, you know, you can come back after 6 months and they've created a different path to the one that you would walk down before. I'm wearing white trainers, it's not clever, and it's probably a little bit muddy, but yeah, this is really interesting because the ley line that I've just spoken about from that house, it actually comes through here. And the interesting thing about this woods was just where I was on that road, there was I believe at the brow of a hill there was they used to hang people, and this wood was where they used to take them from. I think there was a holding cell on the road that I'm heading over to now, and they used to then bring them through here and then hang them on the brow of a hill. So, and it's interesting that this is also on a ley line, and I've never done a video from down here before because yeah, it's I just never, it's one of those places where you can't always get a bit of peace and quiet, to be fair. There's lots of people come through. This used to be my shortcut to school back in 1978, just off the gully that takes you into here. Me and a friend who was actually a train spotter. I don't know why we were friends, to be honest, because we never really kind of hung out, but we kind of had this agreement where we'd sort of walk partially to school. He never even went to my school, but one thing I did know about him was him and his dad, they used to go train spotting. He had a very keen eye for all things detail, which I pretty much didn't. And we both spotted a sort of cigar-shaped object in the sky, which I didn't really kind of give much credence to, and but it was, you know, it was something of interest, and but yeah, we had to get to school, and by the time we kind of walked through this wood and come back out the other end, whatever it was had gone. So, but interestingly, when I got to school, there was a bit of chatter between 2 teachers regarding the very same thing, and had I not heard that talk between 2 teachers, I probably would have imagined that I'd made the whole thing up, you know, many years later. You know what? Daylight filming. I have no cosmetics on, and mind you, I don't think there's any cosmetics that would actually make me look any better this morning, because I feel, you know, and I've ate too much. I've got a bit of a chin thing going on there. I've drank probably, I don't usually drink at all, so I've had a drink, so I kind of feel a bit dehydrated. I imagine that I kind of look like a toffee apple that's been rolled across a barber's floor. But so yeah, this is the Spinney, and it's a nice, it's a good haven for wildlife. They have actually tried to build upon this before, where I mean, it wasn't serious. It was rumoured, and there was a lot of objection to it, because you know, you can't just clear out all the green spaces. You know, we have to have wildlife, we have to have, you know, bees. Without the bees, you wouldn't have any bloody plants or anything. And you know, the crops that we grow kind of reliant on on pollination and stuff like that. And I don't know. Maybe down, in a dystopian world, maybe bees won't exist and we'll find a different way to, grow plants that we need. But it seems such a shame. And I do love bees in the summer. I don't particularly like wasps. They seem to have a bit of menace about them, but even wasps are partial pollinators, so I'm led to believe. But yeah, this is nice. And obviously there are, I say it's an urban area, so you can see a fence. That fence leads to people's gardens. And there is actually a closed off bit in here, which I'll show you. I don't want to get too dirty. White train is not a good idea. So yeah, I don't feel rough this morning, but I feel like I've eaten a little bit too much. I would love to be in Canada Chase, because I would probably say that looks a bit like a Bigfoot job. But I got to be honest, I think we had a lot of wind a few weeks back, or maybe a month or something, and it was very, very intense. And somebody actually got killed up by us. There's only 2 people killed in England, in the UK, and one of them was literally on my doorstep where I live. So it's not great. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you this wood. I would probably come up here overnight and do maybe an investigation, but this used to be, when I was a kid, this used to be a hangout. I say kid, I was an adolescent, juvenile kind of thing to do was, you get somebody to go and buy a bottle of cider, and as a 14, 15-year-old, you'd always get the friend who looked, who was quite tall, kind of looked like it was like a semi-adult kind of friend, but we're only sort of 15 years old, and so yeah, the bit tall one would get the cider and we'd drink it in these woods. Sometimes we'd take it somewhere else, but I do recall swigging in these woods. So it's a very juvenile thing to do. It didn't make us feel like adults, but it was, it's a little bit, I suppose it's that feeling of getting away with something and doing something that you probably shouldn't be doing. But yeah, I do miss Kevin's off licence. If anybody remembers that, if anyone ever sees this video in Sutton Coldfield, Kevin's off licence in the 80s. It's a great place. I used to go there and get all my snacks. So yeah, so yeah, actually, while I'm doing this video, I can talk about something else that's been on my mind, and it's quite a lot of weirdness, to be honest. And it's I started getting, as I've probably said, I'm starting getting like very kind of vivid dreams about lots of things. And I think the last one was there was just a few things actually. Some of them don't really kind of make massive lot of sense, but oh, spider. Is it spider? Dead spider. Okay. I was going to film that then, thinking what's the spider doing out this time of year, but it's actually dead. But yeah, it's kind of weirdness. So I feel that, maybe it's just me wanting to get back into nature, but I kind of feel that something's changed inside me. So here's a question for you all, and for anyone who's watching these videos, if they watch them at all, because I know people have Canada Chase, primarily that's what they're here for, but has anybody else had vivid dreams of late? And I'm not just talking just a random dream, but a series, maybe continuous like dreams, but maybe not every night, but a lot more than you would normally have. So I was just kind of really curious as to if this is a phenomenon. I've spoken to a few people actually, and it's interesting that, including one of my brothers, we're having he's had more dreams than he's ever had in his life, and some of them are are kind of apocalyptic, some of them are sort of mundane, but they're very detailed and he remembers everything about them. And that's one of the things I've noticed about dreams just lately with me, is that some of them have been sort of not dystopian, but they've been of a future kind of event, and others have been kind of just weird, where I've been somewhere that somebody didn't really expect. That's a dream I'll get to actually. It'll probably be a 2-minute chat about that. Yeah, it's yeah. So if anyone else has had started to have regular dreams about things, events, and situations, and yeah, just please join me in the comments and let me know. So I'm going to sign off for now, but yeah, I love it. I love being out when it's like this. It is essentially dry. Obviously, the forest floor, the wooden floor is damp. I'm going to have to clean my trainers when I get back, but I just love that. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? And then in the summer it'll be full bloom, and there'll be like bluebells everywhere in this wood. So I might come back actually and do a video then, but for the time being, I have a fantastic 2025, and I'll speak to you all soon. And yeah, this is the ley line. Oh, but before I go, just to like, this ley line is the one that, I think it's called the Albion line. It goes right from the south coast right up until to Scotland, and the connection with Cannock Chase is, first of all, as I said, it goes through that house, the one that's now up for sale, and also it will go through here where they used to take people to be hung, and then it goes through the back of Powell's Pool in Sutton Park. Not the front entrance where the restaurant is, but the back end, and then it kind of like makes its way up past the Jubilee Stone, and all of these areas have had weird power, you know, there's a history of paranormal stuff going on, and then it goes all the way up there, and then it essentially it comes out at the bottom of Castle Ring on the lower slopes, where we've had some activity before, and I've had that weird activity in July 2021 when I made a video about. And that's where it comes through there, and then it carries straight on beyond Rugeley and up north somewhere. So, and it comes out in Scotland somewhere. I can't remember the exact place. Dumfries? No, it's probably not that. But I can't remember the exact place. But it definitely comes out, and it's called the Albion Ley Line. If anyone wants to check it out, you can actually view an interactive map. I'll try and get the link to that, and I'll pop it below. Might be interesting for you all to see. So yeah, anyway, so as I said, have a great 2025, and I definitely got to get some exercise in this year. I definitely got to start taking care of myself a little bit more. I tend to spend too much time awake, not enough time sleeping, and not enough exercise, to be honest. So it's very difficult to make resolutions right now, but this is just something I'm going to have to put into place so I can move around a little bit easier, get back up at Cannock Chase when I've got time, and have a jolly good walk around on my own, which I like to do sometimes. It's nice to be with people, but sometimes you can cancel out noise, you can be on your own, and it's fantastic. And never know, I might actually see something. But yeah, so best of luck for 2025. Hope everything goes as you would wish, and if you do wish, then wishes might come true.